I've begun. I also discovered how to make myself a pirate dog. So I'll be a pirate dog the whole day today. Not really. As soon as I figure out how to turn it off, I will be a clown dog. Oh! Oh! Technology. What do you think about that? That's amazing. All right, so I hope everybody can hear me. You don't have to tell me on Twitter. I can see the levels. And yo, checking the levels. Chicken levels. All right, guys. Let me scooch over to the old Q&A section. I'm sure everybody's begun sharing their cues. I just have to prepare my A's. A little housekeeping. Anybody watching on YouTube, keep in mind that if you are on YouTube itself, then I cannot answer your questions on YouTube. I mean, I could, but I won't. So if you leave a comment on this video on YouTube, I won't see them until after. But I'll probably go and read them afterwards, after I have words with you. But if you're asking me questions in the comment section on YouTube, I cannot see them. However, if you do want to ask a Q, go check my Twitter feed, and I am posting right now the link, or check out my Google Plus. I think it gets posted there. But anyway, so it's on Google Plus, and I know it broadcasts on YouTube, but the questions have to be sent through Google Plus in the Q&A section. That's all I know. I've never been on the receiving end of the live stream. I'm sure I could be on the receiving end of the live stream. I'm sure I've been there before, watching a live stream before, but I can't remember, and Google changes so much that I can't. So I'm going to post right now on Twitter. Hey, guys, I'm right here right now! Exclamation points and a 1, and then paste that. There we go. Okay, let's get to some questions. I hope I made it clear to everyone how it all works when it comes to the old comment section on YouTube, that I won't see that right away. Every time I do this, I see people saying, hey, how do I ask questions in the comment section on YouTube? And then I feel bad and I cry, and I don't like crying, because it's weird. I mean, think about it. Like, water comes out of your eyes. Actual water. No other substance is inside of what comes out of your eyes when you cry. Just water. There's nothing else. Happy Mother's Day, everyone. Tomorrow's Mother's Day. And I hope it's a happy one for everyone involved in Mother's Day. I myself have a mother, so happy Mother's Day to my mom. I am not a mother, but I certainly hope to be one day, and then I'm sure I'll celebrate Mother's Day in a different way whenever that happens. All right, well, let's get this is all about doing some questions. I've been told, don't quote me on this. You can if you want. I don't care. But I've been told that Carmen, my girlfriend, might show up today. There's no guarantees. She's a leaf in the wind, and so I can't always predict her movements. She wanders to and fro, to and fro. So let's get to some questions. Here we go. Kevin, you have here, let's pick it first. Pick it. Let's make like a nose and pick it, because noses do a lot of picketing. Apparently a lot of people have been a lot of noses, not people, but just their noses have been out, like, protesting with picket signs. They were like, hey, nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Kevin, you have skinny arms. I unsubscribed. Just kidding. Thank you, Brick Dodger, for just being kidding about that. But I think a lot of people have literally unsubscribed because of how skinny my arms are. Yeah. Who are your favorite bands / singers? Let's see. I answer this every time, but I understand that this is our most. Oh, next week is Mother's Day. Apparently, I've been told. Not today. It's on a Sunday this year, and next week will be Mother's Day, according to my little sister, and according to My Little Pony, who is over there hanging out. My little sister is not little; she's just an adult like me, but shorter, I imagine. Thank you, Katie. Thank you for your input. Favorite bands would be Taking Back Sunday. I'm an old man, so I like bands like Taking Back Sunday. And Brand New, I really like. Say Anything. All pop punk bands from the early 2000s. Then I also like a band called Under Oath. Then Taylor Swift, Avril Lavigne. And those are jokes. Jokes about that. Maybe I like Avril Lavigne a little bit. Who knows? You'll never know. Next question. Favorite Netflix show. Now, let me see. Now, Miranda, just know I'm answering 2 of your questions because they just happen to come in equally fast. Anyway, I don't mind. Now, it depends if you're talking about like shows that just happen to be on Netflix or Netflix produced shows. If they're just Netflix produced shows, then I would say, is this? Nope. I'm messing with the volume here. I don't want to blow everybody out of the water with the volume controls. So there we go. Hope it sounds good. If not, sorry. Question is Netflix shows. I don't know. I actually just finished watching a bunch of House of Cards. Not really a kid's show. Little disclaimer there. VeggieTales, like that show. And but if it's just any show that's on Netflix, I just watched a show, also not kid friendly, but a show called Halt and Catch Fire. And it's really fascinating because it's about like in the 80s, and it's fictional, but it kind of tells the rise of the computer era. And it's a bit like Mad Men, I would say. And that's not a Netflix show, but it just happens to be on Netflix, and I ran into it and I was like, this seems interesting. Then I watched it, and it was in fact. So there's some stuff for you. Who do you think deserves to be the most subscribed on YouTube? You would expect me to say me, but I don't deserve it. I don't know if you would expect that, but I expect that I would like to be, obviously. Not PewDiePie, though I'm sure he's worked very hard, and it's amazing that he puts videos out so often. I just haven't got into his show, but probably my grandma. If she were to start a YouTube channel, I would say her show would deserve to be the best, for sure. Oops, I hit a button that I didn't mean to hit. I don't know the piano guys. Do you like the piano guys? I don't know them, but I'm sure I'd like them. I'm sure we'd be best buds. Anybody notice how great my microphone looks today? So cool. Got it up, hanging from the ceiling a little bit. And then, okay, Miranda has told me that next week's Mother's Day. We covered that already, remember? We're moving right along here. What is your inspiration for the show? Life, actually. If you're talking about Say Goodnight, Kevin. Also, Brick Dodger wanted me to run my hands through my hair. There you go. There. That's my fingers through my hair. You're welcome, Brick Dodger. Wait, is it Brick Dodger? No, sorry. Brick Films. Man, you guys and your bricks. You kids and your bricks. Anyway, to answer your question, yeah, man, I just love to like look around in life and whatever is just like on my mind that week. Whatever, if I'm talking to my friends, I'm like, this thing's what really bothers me, or hey, have you ever thought about blah blah blah? And then think of something funny, and then I make it that a show. I'm like, oh, that could be a show. So I'm constantly on the lookout for shows. In terms of like other YouTubers, I mean, obviously Blimey Cow, Jack's Films, Philip DeFranco. Any of the big ones that just kind of like early on kind of jumped on YouTube and grew out of it. Like that to me has been really, it's amazing to watch. And I've always been fascinated since YouTube came around with the idea of being able to make a show on the internet. And I did podcasting for a long time because I kind of felt like I wasn't, I couldn't compete with some of those guys because there's so many funny people on YouTube. And I was like, man, I'll just do podcasting. I'll stick with that because there's no way that I could be on YouTube. And then I kind of regretted it for a while. Like after 3 years of podcasting and seeing other people kind of grow, I was like, man, if I'd have put this much work into a YouTube channel, then I would have at least a decent YouTube channel. Then I tried some YouTube channel stuff for a while, and then eventually I started Say Goodnight Kevin, and that has been so far, I would say my most satisfying and I would say most successful in terms of viewership show thing endeavor that I've done. And I really love it. And honestly, I'm glad that I started when I did and not back then, even though I'm like, man, if I had started Say Goodnight Kevin, but I wasn't ready really to start Say Goodnight Kevin back before I started it. I think I had been being prepared for Say Goodnight Kevin all of this time. And so then whenever I finally started Say Goodnight Kevin, it was the perfect time. And I know that's not at all your question, but I just figured I'd share because I wanted people to know that it's never too late. It's never too late to start something. Because oftentimes, we talk about bands and stuff, and I'm like, oh man, all the bands that I looked up to as a kid, they like got signed and got their record deals whenever they were like 19 and 20. And I always thought that would happen to me, and it didn't. And probably because I wasn't that good at music is now I realize, I imagine that's the reason why. And so, but I always thought like whatever my success would be then. And I can't say that I haven't had success, but I'm always like want to become more famous and successful. And obviously you start a creative endeavor, you want it to be successful. So all that to say that I have no idea what I was saying. The reason why I'm distracted is because just now I was thinking that I don't have a bottle of water. So I'm going to go grab some water so I don't get so parched. And I'm going to go till 8 o'clock today. 8 o'clock Central Time. I'll be right back. You guys notice my new couch? Looks pretty awesome. Bye. Ta-da! You're welcome. You're welcome. Little bonus thing for you. Something about someone said they only had 2% battery life. Laptop is telling me I have 2% battery life. What do I do? Plug it in. Plug that thing in. That's the only way. My hair is poofy because I took a shower. If you can believe that. It looks like early Justin Bieber hair. Maybe that is me. Maybe I am Justin Bieber now. If Star Wars never existed, what would America be like? I think that because of Star Wars, we actually haven't achieved like that level of technology. I think we in our world, in our galaxy, actually, we would actually have lightsabers and stuff if we hadn't made a movie about it first. I realize that sounds illogical. But what do I look like, Mr. Spock? Yeah. All right. There's that. That's what I think America would be like. Would actually be exactly like Star Wars. Actually, can you play an instrument? Sure, I can try. Let me see if I can. I've got my guitar somewhere. I'm coming. Hold on. All right, guys. I have this. My dad gave me this guitar when I was 15. He's a great guy. I like him a lot. Hey, Dad. How's it going? It still has the strings. So these are almost 13-year-old strings. And I've never tuned it. I'll play every move I make, I'm making you. You make me move, Jesus. That's the first song I ever learned on the guitar, and the last one I ever learned. And then I just switched over to. Oh, it's so in tune too. I can't see. That's the great thing about this thing is it stayed perfectly in tune all these years. So many years have gone by. So there's the extent of what I know. This is an applause. Look at this. Here's something fun. I dropped this. It fell, and I glued the neck back on. So if you look, the action is like so high because I love that sort of thing. There you go. That's how a guitar is played. Almost fell down. Yeah, so I'll be doing my Kickstarter soon to do my acoustic album. That's a lie. I just lied again. I do that a lot. I'm not very good at guitar. The end. Next thing, Kevin, God's Not Dead. Thank you for letting me know. It's so funny. You guys are awesome. Not that it's funny that God's not dead, but funny that the whole texting people saying that is funny to me. It's hilarious. Okay, Miranda, giving you more answers to more questions. I assume that like as people ask questions, they get upvoted, and I always pick the top. So that's why. I don't know if that's the case. So if you're like, oh, that's a question that I want answered, just thumbs it up. Once again, little housekeeping. If you're watching this on YouTube, I cannot see your questions in the comment section because I'm not looking at that. Go to my Twitter at @goodnightkev, and then you can click the link in the last post that I did and go there and ask me in the Q&A section. If there was one thing you could invent, what would it be and why? I think if there was one thing I could invent, it would be the most popular thing that I could think of. Oh, sorry, the water is getting to me. Okay, I actually was just thinking this may not be one thing, but I was thinking that any of you programmers out there or entrepreneurs, actually, if an entrepreneur and a programmer could get together, and what we need really badly is a competitor to YouTube. I don't care who it is. I don't care when it is. But somebody who's not gonna like cater to the big businesses. So there's something that I'd like to invent is the competitor to YouTube. The idea is there. I know you need a lot of capital, I imagine. Capital One. Just get a Capital One card, and then you have a bunch of money, right? Samuel Jackson will just give you money. He'll give you that Avengers money. Anybody see Avengers yet? No spoilers. I haven't actually seen it yet. So I don't know why I asked that. Never mind. Kevin, why do you lie to us so much? I don't know. I don't know how to control it, actually. It's just a thing. I always assume that if I lie, that it's really, really obvious, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's not so good at all. Are you a good driver? Yeah, I am. I have an episode coming out soon that's not about driving. I mention how important driver's ed is, and I think driver's ed is really important. I just remember a lot of. That's it. Yeah, I'm a great driver. I'm really careful. Never had any problems. Kevin, where'd you get that shirt? It looks snazzy. Thank you. This is my favorite shirt right now. You probably noticed that I wear it a lot, and so that's why it's my favorite. Actually, I wear it a lot because it's my favorite. And I don't know. Yeah, I got it at Ross Dress for Less. Actually, I walked into the store and I was with Carmen, and I was like, "What? That shirt looks fantastic. I'm going to buy it." And then I did. Because I'm rich. Not really. It was only $5. Thank you very much. Your biggest regret? From Peter W. Probably like, I mean, immediately, if I'm going to be serious, immediately the thought is like, girls that I've dated. Like, I shouldn't have dated those girls. Yeah, I probably should have just waited to date. Wait to date till you're married. I mean, I'm not advocating waiting to date. I'm just saying that for me, I don't really see a point in having dated the girls that I dated ever. Especially today. No, Carmen's awesome. I hope she shows up. I hope she comes to here today. That would be the most fun. How long did it take before your channel started to take off? Oh, good question. Oh, I just remembered that I didn't completely answer that previous question. Also, well, I said girls that I dated, but also my biggest regret is probably I ordered a pair of shoes online and then got them. And why would I do that? Like they were too big on me. And of course they were. Why would you buy a pair of shoes on the internet when you could just go to the store, try them on, and no? So now I have to return them, and I haven't. And I feel like I'm going to take too long, and then they're not even going to take them back. So that's one of my biggest regrets of all time. How long did it take you before your channel started to take off? Well, that's an interesting question, and here's an interesting answer. You could say that my channel started to take off right away, depending on perspective, because my good friends at the Blimey Cow promoted me right away. So I started off with a few thousand subscribers because they're really nice people, and because my show's very similar to theirs, and people who watch the show are really nice, and they were familiar with me already. And so I have to definitely attribute most of my initial viewership to them, to Blimey Cow having introduced me to their audience. But that was like, there's something to be said about starting something new, and having started Say Goodnight Kevin was after many years of like learning a bunch of stuff. And throughout Say Goodnight Kevin, I've learned a bunch of stuff. And if you guys care to notice, I started a new channel called Movie Facts. If you want to check that out, it's youtube.com/moviefacts. And that is kind of like, I learned some more stuff over this past year and was like, oh, I'm going to start this channel to be a little more like mainstream feeling. And so then that way I can keep Say Goodnight Kevin being a lot more of me, and me not like, thinking like, oh, how am I going to make a viral video for Say Goodnight Kevin? Instead, I just do what I love to do and not feel that pressure because I'm getting all that like, oh, let's try to make a viral video stuff out on Movie Facts. So all that to say that I feel like it probably, I mean, I was 27 whenever I started Say Goodnight Kevin. So that's like 7 years of learning a lot of different stuff about media. I mean, that's 27 years of learning different stuff about media. I mean, I had to learn to talk first. If I had not, those first years of my life were pretty formative in my YouTube channel, because if I hadn't learned to talk, I certainly would not be doing a YouTube channel. I mean, not in the way, not, it would look much different. I would have to say that. But it took me like those years to figure out because I tried other things. I tried other endeavors. And so like, and not that those were unsuccessful, they were just different than what Say Goodnight Kevin is. And so it took all of that to like take off. So sometimes you can't look at like the start of the channel as, well, here's the beginning and then it takes off from there, because I knew when I started Say Goodnight Kevin, it was going to be different and bigger than other stuff that I'd made before. At least I hoped that it would. Just I was more educated. And so anyway, sometimes it's good to start something new. And that's how long it took me. 28 years. And I'll let you know whenever Kevin, Say Goodnight Kevin, hold on, drop my cap. I'm back. I'll let you know whenever I actually start to take off. It's a slow growing process. What was the most embarrassing moment growing up? Oh no, I already told this story on couples therapy, actually. So check out my show Couples Therapy that I do with Carmen. Do you watch Doctor Who? I do, from time to time. I have not watched. I've watched like season 6 and 7, which I really liked. I just happened to be home with my family. Hi, Mom and Dad and Katie, and Tate. Hi, Tate. And Eden. Hi, Eden. Okay, you guys are like, who? What are all these people? Hi, Grandma. Hi, Papa. Okay. But I haven't watched the full, like, from beginning to end, because it's over, right? There's no more Doctor Who on ever. Okay. What's your favorite book? Or if that question gives you pain, what is your top 3? I won't. Well, I got the hiccups today. I won't make it any easier than top 3. Return of the King, Two Towers, The Hobbit. Actually, there you go. No, I don't know. I think that there's a lot of. I mean, do you mean fiction books? Because one of my favorite books. Hold on, let me. I'm getting up a lot today. Where's my book? I like this book. Actually, they've got a new edition now, but you can get it on Amazon. This is a very well written book. It's called Directing. Now I believe they call it Directing for, like, the 4th edition. 5th edition is called like Directing for Documentaries. But so it's more than just about directing. It's about storytelling and brainstorming and just very, very deep stuff that I really enjoy. And so that's one of my favorite books, but it's not like a novel or anything. It's just a learning book. Best tips for someone who wants to start a podcast. Let's see. Have a good sounding microphone. Pick a topic that people can relate to, but also like just not just good sounding microphone, but have decent sounding equipment, because there is a lot of competition when it comes to podcasting. Have an intriguing topic that you enjoy talking about, because you're going to be talking about it a lot. And lastly is, once you pick that topic, find other communities on the internet, like blogs or online forums, where you can share that podcast with people. Because the only way it's going to grow is if people know about it. You can't just put it out there. It's like having a website. Like, oh, I have a website. It's on the internet, which a lot of people are on there. But people aren't going to just accidentally come across your website just because you own one. People don't go to my website even when I push people to it. Mainly that's because I haven't updated it in a long time. But there's your advice. You're welcome. Favorite Reliant K song? You can't do that to me. They're all good. I mean, I didn't even like the newest Reliant K album, and it's still a fantastic album. I would have to say, though, like, my favorite album is but it's hard to say which one on there is my favorite. Probably the one where they scream. I like that one. Is this really, that's the top question? That really it? They are filming Doctor Who season 9 as we speak. Do you know if Blimey Cow watches Doctor Who? I know that I don't know what Jordan watches. I imagine I can't even imagine what he watches. I know Kelly loves Doctor Who, as she's mentioned a good bit on their show, and then Josh hates it. He hates Doctor Who. He hates everything about it. No, I don't know. You'll have to ask him. I don't know that he likes it as much as Kelly. Also, if tell him to stop hating it. Bombard him with messages and comments on their videos. Do it. Next question. Do you wash clothes from thrift stores before you wear them? Yeah. Well, thrift stores as in like Ross, Dress for Less? No. I just throw it on because it's brand new. But if it's from an actual thrift shop, yes. Yeah, one time I bought like a jacket for a video that I was making, and it had like some like stains inside, like a yellow stain, and I washed it and the stain was gone. Ugh, gross. That's gross, because that means it could have rubbed off on me. Kevin, you crazy man. Ding. Thanks. I think Jordan has stated that he doesn't really watch DW. You mean like Arthur? DW? Is that what that must be what you mean by that? Then I will not think otherwise. Wait, is Jordan Taylor dating someone? Is Blimey Cow trying to keep this under wraps for fear of losing all the love-struck girls? Yes, that is exactly what's happening right now. Okay. I don't know if Jordan's dating someone or not, and even if he is, they're hiding it. It's all a conspiracy, man. They're trying to keep it from you, the people, just so that like girls can fall in love with Jordan is what's happening. I mean, look at me. I put myself out there and I make it real clear that I have a girlfriend, because I don't want anyone to like me, much less girls. They have cooties, but they are just selling out. They changed their thumbnails to be all brightly colored, which catches the eye, especially of girls. It's all a conspiracy, man. You can hear all that on my podcast called Blimey Cow doesn't really want you to know that they want girls to like them. It's a really long title. I'm thinking of changing it, but I already got the RSS feed set up to be that, and then I'd have to go back and change everything. So I'm just gonna leave it. What's your favorite brand? I already answered that. Taking Back Sunday, I would say. Though I also close second would definitely be Say Anything. Do your best impression of Big Head Kid. I can't even dare. I wouldn't even dare. You know, does that mean he's an Illuminati rhino? I don't want the Illuminati to come and kill me, but yes, that's exactly what that means. That's exactly what that means. Favorite movie other than Star Wars? Everybody asked me this. I think I'm going to do an episode called My Favorite Movies, just so that I have like that ready to go. So I can just refer everyone to that. Because I don't know. Do you like phlegm? Do you like Sherlock? I do. I do really like that show. I think it's really well done. It's like a movie. It's like a bunch of movies. So it's like if you really liked a movie and then they made a sequel, they made 3 of those movies. Like they're just really well done. I really enjoy them. Could you imagine if they created a universe and they made like a bunch of movies in that universe? It couldn't be done really, but Sherlock has done it. I like how this, oh, here we go. DW Doctor Who, but maybe it's true that he doesn't watch Arthur's sister either. She's a girl with cooties after all. Yeah. And he's probably doing it like just to like trick us all. Probably. What advice would you give other Christian YouTubers who do comedy? What are good ways to break the mold? Be funny, you know, as Jerry Seinfeld says that YouTube is just a wasteland of garbage, and that's all it is. That's all anything is. I'm so angry today, aren't I? No, real advice. I mean, honestly, just be yourself. That really is kind of where I've gotten to with YouTube and just kind of what I do with my channel. Like I would, if my channel is gonna grow, I want it to grow because it's me and people like me for who I am, and not like, oh, well, we like Kevin because he is different than what he really is. That's exactly how people would say it. I find that finding the balance between Christian content and regular content is just being yourself. Like if you ever feel like you need to like sharing your faith on your YouTube channel is not like you're doing it out of guilt, or you're doing it because you feel like, well, I better share the gospel or else nobody's gonna know, then just don't do it, because then it's insincere, and I'd rather have the truth than something insincere. Oh, Reliant K song. It's true though. Like Reliant K really had it right when he said that phrase that I just said. But seriously, like just be yourself and be fun and funny. And if there comes a point where you say like, hey, by the way, I'm a Christian, or if you start a show that's like commentating maybe on Christian movies or something, then just say what you think is right, but also be sensitive and kind and loving and understanding that like there are people who probably, if you're funny enough, if you're funny or your show's good, there are people, or not even, there are people who are going to come across your show who aren't Christians, and don't belittle other people who have different faiths. Like people are people, and we all are different, and we all learn different things. I mean, there was a time whenever you thought something different. It may have been like you thought it was fine to poop in your pants, you know? when you were a baby, probably, hopefully that's when that happened. Then okay, that's where you were at, but you didn't hopefully grow up and go to college and still, poop in your pants. Maybe you're at a place where you'll learn how to be different or be to grow. So just my advice is always recognize that we're all figuring this whole life thing out, and have grace on people for that. Like be patient with people. And I feel like if people were able to come at their entertainment or comedy or just in life that way, then they would be much more sincere individuals. So that's the approach I take. It may be a dumb approach. I don't care. I don't care what you think. Can you fist bump the screen? Yeah. Pound it. Thanks. Crossy Road? I don't know what that is. Is it a game? Must be. Mustard. Here we go. As I just tweeted to you at Goodnight Kev, as a former Focus on the Family intern, what's your opinion on FAIO? For one, I know what that is. I know what, but I find the title of the website very funny because it stands for freeaio.org. But obviously, when you just say it, it's FAIO, which is funny. I know that I'm not actually a former intern. I mean, I am a former intern, but I also worked at Focus on the Family for 2 years for the daily broadcast. So I'm a former employee of Focus on the Family. And I think that, especially since I know for a fact that Focus on the Family has asked the guy at FAIO, not to give away free Adventures in Odyssey episodes without permission, and he kind of has made he's made like a, back then, this all has probably changed, but back then he made this post about oh, the big guy's trying to bring me down, and he's some sort of revolutionary, and having done an Odyssey podcast for a long time, and always was very grateful. I just read. Anyway, I was always very grateful for Focus on the Family being kind to me and letting me do my podcast and other people. They're not like the man or whatever. Carmen's here. Come on in. I'm just finishing answering this question. I think that that's the wrong attitude to have, because they aren't like that, like the man sort of thing. Anyway, so that is what I have to say about that. But more power to you. The reason I was laughing just a second ago is because I read this comment, which says, "That's offensive, Kevin. I know people in college who poop their pants all the time."
Ew.
Come over here, Carmen. Carmen's here. So now the episode's about to get good, right?
I'm in my comfy clothes.
Comfy clothes. Comfy clothes. It's like
This is like hanging.
It's just hanging out.
it's just hanging without any suspend. No, just kidding.
It's here. I'll point it more towards you since I can project, and you can scoot closer.
See?
Scoot closer to the mic.
That's
perfect. It's so perfect. Now, how about you step up to the microphone?
Right
little
I got so many hanging things.
So many hanging things. Yeah. Well, tell your friends in college to stop pooping their pants. What question do you want to answer? This one?
Oh, what is that one?
Is the mic stand sitting on the floor and the rest of the room upside down? Yeah, that's exactly what's happening right now. It makes it more difficult.
And the water stays in the bottle.
Oh man, I saw a thing where they like were pouring and it was going up, and it turned out it was a whole set upside down.
Did you know that Inception, that was all a big
Yeah, it was all a
practical
room
effect?
with
It
the
was
yeah,
yeah.
practical effects.
It just rotated. Same thing with the 2001.
Impractical.
The 2001 Space
Odyssey
was all a rotating tube.
The whole movie?
Yeah.
That's got to be tough. Dang. Hi Carmen
Hi.
is what Sarah says. When and will you update the Scoopcast? Talk to Ryan Matlock actually about that. He's so busy doing his show Entrepreneur, or as I like to say, Entrepreneur. Not really. I don't like to say. I do like to say that, but I don't. That's not a slight on Entrepreneur. It's one of the funniest shows. If you haven't subscribed, go subscribe to it. But he was actually doing the
I like the
Scoopcast.
cat. I like the cat one better.
I'm actually not going to. Josh and I talked about this, and we were gonna review The Ties That Bind, but then now that it's been so long, I think we'll just whatever the next album is, we'll review.
Oh,
I personally wanted to avoid it, actually, just because I don't know how great of a review I would give it, because I feel like it's too much of a departure from like early Odyssey, and I also felt like the subject matter they covered was just unnecessary for Odyssey. It's more like, here's something that probably your parents should teach you about, but instead we're going to talk about it, but we're not actually going to talk about it. We're just going to be really vague and make things uncomfortable. And it's just so far from what Odyssey used to be that I'm glad that somebody is just writing Beyond the Mask now instead of for Odyssey. That's all I'll say. That's too much that I've said. I've said too much. What do you like most about each other? Yeah.
I don't like him at all.
I think she's.
I don't know.
Really?
There's lots of things.
I'm funny. Is that what you like most?
That is a plus.
I'm a bunny. Is that what you like most?
Yeah. So I can pet you.
Yeah.
On the head.
Yes. Thank you for clarifying that. I can be a cat.
Oh. Meow. Do I get one too?
I don't know. I don't know if it works that way.
That's so sad.
I'm a bunny now. I don't know why it doesn't recognize you, Carmen.
My head's too small.
It wouldn't fit. I'm a bunny. I'm a hipster bunny.
There's a lot of things.
Oh, that you like about me?
Yeah. I think one thing that's a plus that I think we both agree is that we work really well together. So we have a couple hobbies that we like to do, and then some that we don't. And one that we do is making things, especially like digital
we
stuff.
Made a digital sandwich the other day.
Yeah.
Pixelated a bit, but still very tasty. There's tons of things. You're beautiful, so that's most important. You're sweet.
Thanks.
You like me, which is pretty cool. We have a lot of fun together, you know, like
it is fun.
Whenever I talk about like media stuff, you know what I'm talking about. So that's a plus.
That's a plus.
Or if I'm like, hey, I'm going to be working all night on Say Goodnight, Kevin. And you're like, that's fine. I'm working all night on some other project that you're working on. And it's like, oh, perfect. That way I don't have to, like, you're not sitting here looming over my shoulder saying, when are you going to be done, Kevin? Which I'm glad you don't do that. So that's my favorite thing about you is that you don't talk like that.
Ever.
Are you a dog person or a cat person?
Cat person.
Well, hold on just a second. I'm a dog person now. I hope they could see this, or else they would be like, what's he doing?
What is going
Right?
on?
They can see it, right? I hope so. We'll find out next week on the Discovery Channel. I like dogs a lot, man. I look at a dog and they're just so hilarious. Did you see that dog that got hit by a car and then he was all fake?
Don't give it away.
I'll send you. I'll post it on my Twitter later today.
It's funny.
Oh, someone asked you how life was.
Colin, I'm doing great. Thanks.
Life is so far great. It's not over yet.
I know.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Very busy. Very busy.
The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings? The films, Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
For sure. For sure.
Especially the books, too. The Hobbit was a little hard to get through.
Well, here's a good question. Walter, I'll answer the first one, you answer the second one. Kevin's, why is the sky blue? Well, it's reflecting the ocean. And because the ocean's blue.
Oh, okay.
You answer the second one.
Also, where do babies come from? Storks.
Storks. Storks. Let's see.
Yes, we can see the dog. Thank you.
We can see it. Okay, good.
You can only do it on your face, though.
Right. Well, it would be weird if it was on any other part of my body. Duh.
Like your elbow?
Yeah, a dog elbow, a delbo.
Delbo.
What do you think of Frozen?
I really liked it. I went and saw it in the theaters.
You did?
Yeah. I was told that it was really good, so I went with my mom and my sister. My dad said it looks awful, so he stayed at home. But I liked it. I do like things that are made out of ice.
Oh.
I do
sculptures.
Like that Northern European descent type architecture / customs and everything. So I enjoyed it that way. The songs to me, those seem really cheesy, but they are very catchy.
It's true.
So it worked really well.
Very Broadway.
Yes.
I liked it as well. I actually went into it not expecting it to be good. Or no, I went into it with a lot of expectation because a lot of people had gone on about how great it was.
Yeah.
So I went into it. So much of what I think of movies is based on what other people have told me before I watch it, like how hyped they are to me. So I went in and was pleasantly surprised that it was as good as people had said. Maybe not some people, but other people. I laughed, and I was by myself. So it's always fun whenever you, what's the word? Whenever you're on your own and you still laugh, that means it's really funny because I typically
laugh out loud.
Laugh out loud, literally. I've been wanting to start listening to Adventures in Odyssey. Where should I start? That's a tough one. I mean, the show is made so that you can just kind of jump into it.
Yeah.
Because it's 25 years, or 2,000 years, over 25 years of episodes. So you can definitely. I
mean, we listened when we were on a trip one time. Remember?
Yeah.
Remember you picked me up and we went down to North Carolina.
I picked her up.
Yeah.
Then I put you back down, and then we went on a road trip. Yeah.
And then we just listened to a couple episodes, and it all was very self-explanatory. I mean, I could follow along what we were listening to.
Yeah, I just wouldn't start with the latest episodes. We only have 7 minutes left, Carmen.
Oh dear.
Let's find some other ones. I'm just gonna scroll down. I bet Blimey Cow is in the Illuminati. Wait, is that a triangle behind you? Are you in the Illuminati? I've already answered this. Yes, of course I'm in the Illuminati. Ask Kevin about his shirt. I'll ask Carmen about her snazzy jacket. Where did you get that jacket, Carmen?
This is actually quite old. I got it at Target like 6 years ago.
I want to start a YouTube channel about movies. I plan to write film reviews for my channel, but I need advice on how to make a good film review. Do you know how to make a good film review? No, I don't know how to do that. Next question.
Kevin only knows how to state his opinion.
I think that being a student of film is the best way. Like just observing, and yeah, well, all film reviews are opinion in a way, but then also like knowing how good films are made and being, and also reading this book. It's a good book. It teaches you a lot about story and story arc and things that like you should know how to do. And like sometimes breaking the rules in a film is good. You've got like Christopher Nolan does that a lot, but he's also proven that he's really good at making films. And so I think oftentimes whenever people try to innovate when they clearly are they're like, oh yeah, I'm just innovating. And it's like, no, you just don't know how to use a camera. If you're going to break the rules, there has to be a reason. Christopher Nolan did that, I think, a good bit in Interstellar to evoke emotion and to make you feel uncomfortable at times that you were supposed to feel uncomfortable because it was breaking the rules. So
now there might be a new book out that's from 2008.
There is. I've already told them all about it.
Oh.
There's a 5th edition. Yeah. So yeah, you can get it on Amazon. It's like $50. So thank you for answering my question. Well, you're welcome. You're very welcome. Oh man, yeah, JB Christensen, you missed too much of this and now you have to leave. You're fired.
You can rewatch later.
You can. I forgive you. I forgive you already. Any movies you want to see coming out in 2015 besides Avengers? And obviously, I imagine Star
Avengers.
Wars. Yeah, we want to, but we already talked about that. You weren't
okay.
here. Yeah. And I want to see Star Wars.
I'm too tired today.
There's a lot. All the superhero movies that ever come out, I want to see. Probably I'll watch Mad Max, even though it'll probably be dumb. I think it looks pretty dumb.
Oh, I want to see that movie that we saw a trailer to last night. I think it's more like family entertainment movie, but it looked really good. Chasing Ghosts.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Perhaps
just came
Chasing
out.
Ghosts we might see.
It's on Netflix if you want to check it out.
Yeah. It may be one that I'll review.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like, the type of movie that I would review personally.
But
if you know the kind of reviews that I do, then you'll see.
But the trailer was pretty straightforward and it looked pretty good.
Then also Tomorrowland looks pretty interesting.
Yes.
Want to see that. There you go. Oh man, we only have 3 minutes left. And I'm not staying any longer today. Mostly because nobody's watching today. I guess nobody cares anymore.
Did you tweet about it?
Yeah. That's people. There's half the viewers this time.
Maybe because Bobby's not here.
Well, no. Last time I did it by myself. Maybe that's why. They're like, he just does it by himself. Forget it. What are some of the well-known movies you think have outstanding sound design? I thought Tron had really good sound design. Just the fact that it was like the newest one, Tron Legacy. It's all a fake world, and so they had to build all of that. But honestly, that's one of the ones where it's like, oh man, awesome sound design. But I really am impressed with chick flicks that have great sound design, where it's like you can't tell, that that they are doing a lot of that stuff ADR and they just have to have the sound of like a door opening or whatever. Yeah.
I think Ratatouille had really good sound design.
All the Pixar films are fantastic sound design.
He's just so cute.
I like Ratatouille a lot.
I just don't want to have a mouse as a pet.
How often do you creep on other Facebook's profiles, and to what extent do you creep on them? Oh, that's a good question, actually. I think that's fine to ask me that. No, a lot. Anytime anybody requests my friendship, I look at all their pictures, every last one of them. Unless it's a guy.
Like whatever.
Yeah, if it's a girl though, yeah, I'll look at every single picture.
What is your favorite military movie?
Well, I don't know. Pretty much anything that there's this YouTuber, not a movie, but there's this YouTuber named Brick Dodger that I really like.
Yeah.
He makes reenactment, like sometimes with Lego military stuff. Check that out. Oh, that's who asked the question.
Ah.
I like Saving Private Ryan.
What's that submarine movie that we watched?
Oh, Crimson Tide. That was pretty good. A little bit. I mean, it was good. The acting was good. I was a little annoyed with some of like Denzel Washington's decisions. It was really getting on my nerves.
Sneakers.
There was a movie called Saints and Soldiers that I really loved. Thought it was really underrated but well made.
Huh.
It was kind of an independent film, but it was a kind of a little bit Christian, but no, I can't remember if it was totally. I think maybe it was. I don't remember, but I just remember but it was subtle, and I like that because it was also a good movie.
I still like MASH.
Have you seen or heard of My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic? I know Garrett watches. No. Nope. I'm not really a brony myself. I don't know if that has anything to do with that. I liked Interstellar. You didn't like it at all?
I mean, there's parts that I liked, but I don't know. It's not my favorite of Christopher Nolan's.
That's true. Well, no, it's not my favorite of Christopher Nolan's, but I liked it more than Dark Knight Rises.
I still like Dark Knight Rises.
I like the Dark Knight better.
I think that the Batman ones were top notch. If Interstellar was very beautiful, but then there was I don't know, I just couldn't relate with it.
All right, so we have gone over time. I'm going to do a quick scroll and then click whatever one comes up. How do you make the perfect sandwich? Really, the foundation to a perfect sandwich is 2 slices of bread.
Okay.
Yeah, that's key.
Okay.
Or toast. You can also have toast, but from what I hear, they're very similar in makeup. It's actually just heat. You apply heat. It's kind of like
really?
Yeah, like cola. You apply pressure and heat, and it makes diamonds.
Interesting.
Same with
so toast gets hard.
Toast.
It's harder.
Apply heat to bread, and it turns into toast.
So it's harder.
Yeah, you can cut glass with it. And then other than that, it's really up to you. It's preference after that. Ouch, my neck hurts. That means it's time to go. Thanks so much for watching this episode of my live stream today. Carmen, thanks for showing up.
You're welcome.
If you want to see more of this beautiful face, then check out on the channel, check out Couples Therapy. We do a show every week, basically. And that's about all I got. Look at all this space I left over here.
I feel like
we're all like, we're over here. Anything else you want to say before we go?
No, you guys have a great day.
Bye.